My grandson tugged at my sleeve during the wedding dinner. His little face lit up with a mischievous smile. "Grandma," he whispered, "look under the table." It was my son's wedding day. The hall was glowing with fairy lights, the clinking of glasses, and the joyful hum of conversations. I thought the boy was just being playful, maybe hiding candy or playing a prank. But when I bent down and peeked under the long white tablecloth, my breath caught in my chest. What I saw under that table was something no one else seemed to notice, and it changed the way I looked at my family forever. If this story touched you, please give the video a like and subscribe to the channel for more. The wedding had been beautiful. My son, Daniel, stood tall in his tuxedo, beaming with happiness beside his bride, Emily. I had waited for this day for so long, to see him finally find love after years of heartbreak. I was proud of him, proud of the man he had become, proud of the family he was building. But families, I've learned, always carry secrets, tucked away in the quiet spaces where no one looks. My grandson, Tommy, wriggled next to me, impatient. "Grandma, hurry. Look closer." So I did. At first, I thought my old eyes were playing tricks. Then I blinked and looked again. There, hidden in the shadows beneath the wedding table, was a small envelope taped to the underside of the wood. I gently pulled it free, my hands trembling. I opened the envelope carefully, and inside was a folded piece of paper with a single sentence written in a familiar hand. "The truth will always find its way to the light." My heart pounded. That handwriting belonged to my late husband, Richard, Daniel's father. But Richard had been gone for 10 years. He couldn't have written this now. How could an envelope with his handwriting be here, at our son's wedding, waiting under the table? I quickly tucked the paper into my purse, my thoughts spinning. Had someone planted it? Was it some kind of cruel trick? Or had Richard left these words behind long ago, knowing one day they would be found? The wedding carried on, laughter and music filling the room, but I could barely focus. My eyes drifted to Daniel, smiling as he danced with his bride. My sweet boy, who had always carried the weight of his father's absence. He had struggled after Richard's death, angry at the world, angry at himself, angry even at me. For years, I feared he'd never find peace. And yet, here he was glowing with joy. Still, the note gnawed at me. Later in the evening, when Tommy curled into my lap, I whispered, "Sweetheart, how did you know there was something under the table?" He shrugged. "I saw Daddy put it there earlier. I think it's a game." But I knew better. Daniel had placed the envelope, yes, but why? After the party wound down and the guests began to leave, I found a quiet moment with my son. We stepped outside onto the patio where the night air was cool and the stars shone above us. I reached into my purse and held out the note. "Daniel," I said softly, "why did you put this under the table?" His smile faded, and for a moment he looked like a little boy again. Vulnerable. Unsure. He glanced at the paper, then back at me, and his eyes shimmered with emotion. "I found it years ago," he admitted. "In Dad's old desk, hidden in a drawer. I never told you because I didn't know how. But I thought, maybe today was the right time. I taped it under the table so you'd see it. Because I wanted you to know what I've finally learned." Tears welled in my eyes. "And what's that, my love?" Daniel took a shaky breath. "That Dad was right. The truth does come to light. All those years I was angry. I blamed him for leaving us, for dying too soon. But I realize now it wasn't his fault. And it wasn't yours. I needed to let go of that anger, Mom. Today, I finally did. Today, I chose happiness." The words pierced my heart, not with pain, but with relief. For so long I had carried guilt, wondering if I could have done more, loved harder, made the grief easier for my son. And here he was, showing me that he had healed in his own time, in his own way. I pulled him into my arms, my tears soaking his shoulder. "Your father would be so proud of you," I whispered. Daniel held me tightly. "I know, Mom. I think he was here with us today. Somehow." When we went back inside, the music swelled and the guests clapped as Daniel and Emily shared one last dance. I sat with Tommy on my lap, watching with a heart that felt lighter than it had in years. The note was safe in my purse, but its message was already etched in me forever. The truth had found its way to the light, not in anger, not in secrets, but in love. My grandson had unknowingly guided me to it, just as his father had wanted. And as I looked at my family that night, I realized something simple and beautiful. If this story touched you, please give the video a like and subscribe to the channel for more. Love never leaves us. It waits quietly until the moment we're ready to see it again.